Okay, so if you are joining us live right now or you're watching the replay at a later time, this video is going to be covering the fundamentals in Jeet Kune Do. So you don't need any experience, okay? You don't need any background whatsoever. If you can train, you are cleared to move, you're cleared to exercise, then this training is for you. It's meant for the everyday man, the everyday woman. Especially if you're too busy to be training, all these exercises can be done at your home, at your own time, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Just about 10, 15, what is up, Shahid? 10, 15 minutes a day is enough to take you very far. Jeet Kune Do is a lifelong commitment. It is a daily way of living. It is not a part-time kind of gym membership kind of thing. It has to be inside of you. Okay, so with that said, if you have any questions, throw it in the chat and maybe we will do a Q&A at the end. But right now, we are going to do the fundamentals. So if you have a space right now in your house, in your place, because now is not a good time to be outside. So just get a good place where you can hear my voice loud and clear. Let me know if the audio is clear and just follow along. Okay, if you're not warmed up yet, make sure that you are well, properly warmed up, and let's get ready. So if you're a right-hander, I want you to stand with your feet together like myself. So if you're a left-hander, just do the opposite of what I'm saying. So I don't think you can see my feet, but basically I'm facing you right now. I'm gonna turn my left feet to my left, okay? So if you're a right-hander, do exactly as I say. If you're a left-hander, do the opposite, okay? So feet together. What is up, Johnson? What is up, Frank? Okay, so feet together, and then just turn left. Okay, so 90 degrees, like an L shape. And I want your right leg to slide forward. So notice that I'm not wrong-footed. If I'm wrong-footed, it's gonna be something like this, okay? If it's too wide, it's gonna be like this. So just form a good L shape here with your feet, okay? And I want you to raise your rear heel. What is up, Ong B1? If I've trained with you before, just say hi in the comments. Let me know where you are from. Slide forward and form an L shape. And at this point, I want you to relax on your feet. Okay, so it should be slightly spraying. And you can see I'm raising my rear heel just a little bit. Okay, so form the L shape. Again, just roll your pelvis in. So not backside out, but just roll your pelvis in and sit. So side view, it should be something like this. Okay, so instead of backside out, I want you to roll forward and sit. What is up, Mr. Brian? Feel free to train along. And okay, so right here. Okay, so remember this is wrong-footed. This is too wide. Just keep your L shape here. Okay, for your hands, I want you to keep your left hand close to your face. Okay, you have to protect your face. Keep your right hand over here. And I want you to point your last 3 knuckles at your opponent's face, your imaginary opponent's face. So feel free to point it at my face. So at this point, I want you to keep your chin down. So side view, can you see? Left hand up. Right hand, you can see it's straight, okay? It is not down, it is not up. I'm like holding it like a blade, right? So I'm pointing it at my opponent's face, just like the fencer. Okay, just that I have to keep my hands close to myself. And can you see the position of my elbows? It is hugging my body, right? It is resting on my body so that my stance is compact, okay? So this is your on-guard stance, and it is meant for long range, okay? So my feet is having the L-shaped structure. So what most people do when they first learn this stance is either they're too wide or they're wrong-footed. Okay, so I want you to maintain what we call the power line. Okay, maintain what we call the power line and raise the rear heel. Your elbows hug your body. If you're just joining us live, say hi in the comments. Feel free to train along. What is up, Mr. Robert? Okay, so chin down, and I want you to raise your shoulder so that you can see I minimize. I'm actually covering my chin. Okay, just like in boxing, you never want to expose your chin. So chin down, raise your shoulders and like protect this area. Okay, so raise the rear heel, can you see? Raising the rear heel, raising the rear heel. Now, this is your on-guard stance, okay? Put in the chat, on-guard stance, if you understood. Okay, so I'm right-handed, so right hand, right leg, point forward. Okay, right hand, right leg, point forward. At this point, when I want to move forward, I will be stepping forward with my right leg, and then I'll recover with my left leg. Okay, that's right and left. When I step back, I'm gonna move. What is up, Robert? Robert says he's following along. Wonderful. Okay, so chin down, raise your shoulders, and when you step back, you move your rear leg first, then you recover your stance. You see, at no point in time, I am exposing my chin. So if you find yourself doing something like this is too exposed. I want you to hide your chin, raise your shoulders, step forward and recover. Step back and recover. You notice my hands are moving along, flowing with the momentum. Do what's natural for you, okay? Find your own flow. Forward and recover, then step back and recover. Let's do it a few more times. Forward and recover, step back and recover, okay? Forward and recover, step back and recover. You want to be light and relaxed, a little bit springy, okay? Light and relaxed on your feet, step and forward, okay? Step back and forward. So don't overdo the bouncing, just make sure that you are refreshing, okay, your cycle of readiness, so that you're ready, 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 step forward, ready, 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 step back. So you're always in a state of readiness. That's why this is called your on-guard stance. And even when I'm moving forward and back, my rear heel is still raised, right? It's cocked and loaded. So any moment I can spring up and do a strike, okay? So step back and recover, step forward and recover. Now, what if I'm moving side to side? Okay, so let's say I stand here, and if I want to move to my left, I will do my left feet and recover. So my power line is still intact. When I step to my right leg and recover. Okay, so left and recover, right and recover, left and recover, right and recover. You notice even when I'm transitioning, I'm still protecting my center line, right? So step and recover, step and recover, step and recover, step and recover. Okay, so left feet first and then recover. Right feet first and recover. So move to your left, left and recover, right and recover. So you have to be doing along, and if you have any questions, type them in the chat later on. So the thing about your movement is when you are stepping in whatever direction, there are few rules to follow. Number one, you cannot expose your center. As much as you can, you have to be aware of your center line, and at no point in time you want to open up your center line. You always want to keep it covered, and your chin has to be down all the time. Okay, so you're always making a conscious, deliberate effort to put your chin down. And the other thing is, whichever direction you want to go, your head has to initiate the movement, okay? And your body weight has to follow through. So let me repeat the last part again. Whatever direction that you want to move, your head has to initiate the movement. It's almost like you're darting towards that direction, and your body weight has to follow through, okay? The opposite is going to look something like this. If you move your body first, it's going to be very clumsy. Okay? If you move your body first, it's going to be very clumsy. So I want you to move your head. Dart. Let's say I want to move to my left. I'm going to move my head first, keep it low, and I'm going to dart. You see the difference? Right? Dart and I move. Dart and I move. Dart and I move. Dart and I move. Even if I'm moving forward, I don't want to move like this. That's body first. It's incredibly slow. It makes you super exposed. So moving forward is dart forward, dart back. These small, micro, sharp movements. Okay, head first. Right, initiate the pull with your head, and then I move my body follow up. Right. So back. So let's do the 4 movements together: forward, back, left, and right. So get back to your on guard position. Let's go. Forward, recover, back, left, and right. Forward, recover, left, and right. Forward, back, left, and right. Forward, back, left, and right. One last time. Forward, head first, chin down, back, left, and right. Okay. the next series of movements are going to be diagonal movements. So instead of north, south, east, and west, now we're going to advance 45 degrees, okay, to this side. So let's say my on-guard stance is here. I want to travel 45 degrees to my right, okay? I'm going to move 45 degrees and then recover, okay? So step back, 45 outwards. So my knees and toes are going to point in that direction, okay? So up and then recover. You see that? So recover. So 45, angle, okay? 45, protect yourself. Okay? Make sure your chin is capable of being a moving target as you transition in here, okay? So 45 and recover, okay? 45 and recover. 45 and recover. Same thing for the other direction. So if you're just joining us live, say hi in the comments. Don't be shy. If you have a question, type it in the comments below and we'll turn it into another training class. If you don't know how to get started, things like that, there's no excuse for you, because every exercise that I'm showing you right now, you can do it in your home at your own time. So if you have a question about what to do, you want to break down what is up, Mr. Eric? You want to break down a certain movement, just put it in the comments and I can break it down even smaller for you. So there's no excuse, there's no questions that will go unanswered here. If you are in this group and you are just interested in Jeet Kune Do, it's not going to help you get better. You have to do something for your training, right? So these basic exercises are designed for you to get started immediately. You can do them anywhere, anytime, in your hotel room, in your apartment, as long as you have a phone. And you can watch this live and you want to train, okay? So just get ready, make sure you're well, properly warmed up. So back to the diagonal movements, okay? If I'm here and I want to get to 45 degrees to my left, okay, the sequence is going to be a little bit different, because for right-handers, our right hand, right leg is forward, our rear leg is behind. So I'm going to need to do a switch, okay? So my left leg is now going to travel 45 degrees. And I'm going to recover with my left side forward. Let me repeat that. So I'm here, okay, on guard, ready to move. I want to switch my stance to travel 45 degrees, okay, and then recover, okay, 45 degrees, and then recover, okay, 45 degrees I do a switch, and when I recover, now my left hand, left leg is forward. So switch and recover. Okay. Switch and recover. One last time. Switch and recover. Okay. So moving backwards is the same. Let's say I'm here. Okay. I want to move 45 degrees back. Now my right hand, right leg is forward. Now I'm going to switch backwards. So here, switch. Okay. So you see how I'm traveling? I'm not exposing myself. So it's a normal, your regular on-guard stance. I'm just going to step back. Okay, see? Be subtle with your movements, sharp, step back, and angle. Immediately I'm moving back. I'm retreating at a 45-degree angle. Okay, so diagonal. If it's your first time doing, don't worry if you can't get the full thing. It takes time. You can watch this video again and again. It will be here for you to use at your own time. So angle and ready. Okay, it's the micro movements. It's the micro movements that create an opening for you. Okay, the steps are just the fundamentals, but how you apply them depends on how you gauge your distance between you and your opponent. Okay, so the steps that I'm teaching you right now is meant for you to control space. Same thing as controlling the distance. So you always want to keep a safe distance, either one punch away or one kick away from your opponent, so that you maintain what we call the fighting measure. So no matter how the distance change, you're just like a fencer. You're always capable of keeping the same distance until you're ready to break the distance and do something. Until then, you want to always keep the fighting measure. So if you understood this, put in the chat, fighting measure. That's when you're keeping a safe distance, right? Safe distance, safe timing. So calibrate accordingly, okay? Calibrate accordingly. So same thing. So from here, when I shift, step, and angle. Okay? Step and angle. Step and angle. Okay? What about if I want to move 45 degrees backwards to my left? Okay? Easy, step, angle. Okay? Step, angle. Step, angle. So these micro steps, you don't want to expose them too much, right? You don't want to do big steps that go, okay, that completely exposes what you're trying to do. So step, angle, okay? Step, angle. Let's do that a few more times. Step and angle, step, angle, step and angle, step and angle. You notice no matter how I move, at least 3 of my 4 limbs are capable of striking at any one time. So do not get so busy moving that you are double weighted, because if you are double weighted, you can lift neither of your legs, and that's going to keep you very vulnerable. Okay? So even when I'm here, if I'm required, I can lift up this leg. When I step here, if it's required, I can lift up this leg. Right? Both hands are ready. Okay? So let's do a quick recap of all 8 directions. So if you draw a line on the floor like this, north, south, east, and west, and then all the diagonals, you would get an asterisk, right? You would get 8 directions. So if you can draw that just on the floor, you will see the 8 possible directions that you can travel around if your on guard starts this way, forward, back, left and right, diagonal and diagonal. So by the end of this training, just ask yourself, are you able to travel all 8 directions while keeping your chin down, while moving your head first and then body weight follow through, right? While protecting your center line at all times, while being ready to intercept, because this is called your on guard stance for a reason. If you're too busy traveling, if you're too busy exposing yourself, then you will be very vulnerable. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of all 8 directions. Forward, recover. Back, recover, that's 1. Okay, forward, recover. Back, recover, that's 1. Chin down, hands up. Raise your shoulders, cover your chin. Okay, get ready at all times. Forward, recover. Back and recover. Forward, recover. Back and recover. Now, side to side. Left and recover. Right and recover. Left, recover. Right. See, hands up. Right. Get ready. This is a very vulnerable position. If you move and you get caught, bang, this will be the opening. Okay? So you want to recover fast. Okay? Up, recover. Okay? Left, recover. If you move to your right, right leg first, and recover. You move to your left, left leg first, and recover. Right, recover, left, and recover. Okay? So now diagonal this way. Open, recover. Okay? This way, diagonal, backwards. Open, recover. Easy. Diagonal, recover. So when you land, check your feet. Do you still have the L-shaped power line? Are you wrong-footed? Are you too wide? Okay? Diagonal, recover. Diagonal, recover. Diagonal, recover. Diagonal, recover. Remember, you are the most vulnerable when you're busy traveling. The half-point mark, bang, the half beat is when you're the most open. So as long as you'll be aware of that, okay, you will be able to have a higher chance of protecting yourself. Okay? So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Now, this way, I'm going to need to do a switch. So step and recover. Okay? Step and recover. Step and recover. Okay, diagonal this way. Switch means your left leg go forward and recover. Step back and recover. Step forward, recover, maintain your stance, left side forward, step back and recover. Forward and recover, step back and recover. Okay? Reminder, your head has to dart first. Your head has to dart first. Okay? Head, dart first. Okay? Small steps. Okay? So how is your training? If you have If you're watching this at a later time and you have questions, feel free to comment below, or you can write to me. Just some final pointers for your footwork. When you take 2 steps, okay, when you step and recover, that is 1 full step. For example, if I do this, 1 and 2, this is a full step. If I step back and I do 2 and 1, that is a full step. Okay? If I go to my left and 1, that is a full step. If I go this way, right and 1, that is a full step. Okay, same thing for the diagonal directions. If I only do 1 step, that is known as a half step. Is that confusing? So if I do this, this is a half step. If I only move 1 leg, this is a half step. Okay? When I recover, now it becomes a full step. When I do this, this is a half step. It's a form of preparation. I'm preparing myself because I may not want to complete the step. I may want to change directions, right? So the half step prepares me to change the course of my direction. For example, I might do a half step here, and then I go a full step there. Do you see how this works? I can do a half step forward and pretend to enter, but in the end, I angle out, okay? Or I can do a half step here, and then completely angle out, okay? So you do not have to complete your full step, okay? You do not have to complete your full step. You can do a half step, and then decide to angle or pivot depending on the circumstances that you see. So right now I'm going to open the floor to some Q&A. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. Let me know if you're watching this live, where you're from. So the replay will be left here for you to watch at a later time. So next lesson, we will be talking about striking. Okay, so just get ready and revise your fundamentals. Okay, if you're watching this at a later time and you have a question, feel free to comment below, or you can write to me via private message or on Telegram at Sena. That's SEANSENA. Okay, no further questions. I'm going to see you in my next live video. Have a great day.